everyone, my name is Amy and I'm the person behind the Booktrovert Bliss accounts on Instagram, TikTok, and now right here on YouTube. I haven't been doing this whole book content creation thing for very long, so if you could like, share, subscribe, all of the things to help my accounts grow, I would very much appreciate it. I just really enjoy sharing my passion for the different books that I like. I've been doing these book of the month predictions for a few months now. I will preface this by saying that I do not work in publishing. I have no insider information. I am just a normal person who really enjoys doing research on the new books that are coming out and then letting everybody know the books that I think could align with Book of the Month or Aardvark. So on to my Book of the Month, March 2025 predictions. We'll start off in general fiction, which is just literary fiction and contemporary fiction combined. I would say the most anticipated book this month is Wild Dark Shore. I would be super surprised if Book of the Month did not end up including this in their book box. This is a repeat author for them. I don't necessarily think this might be a main pick. I really hope it is, but I could see it being so popular that they instead make it an add-on so that you have to buy a little bit more in order to get it. A Girl Within a Girl Within a Girl is getting really great reviews. Early 30s makes me think about like Margot's Got Money Troubles and those kinds of contemporary fictions. And it's a debut just like the last book, but it's not getting very good reviews online, so I'm not sure if it's going to be included. Dream Count is from the author of We Should All Be Feminists. What Is Wrong With You is another kind of light contemporary fiction. Next up, we have so much historical fiction coming out that I made it its own category. And holy repeat author. So many previously featured Book of the Month authors have books coming out this month. Out of all of these repeat authors, I would say the best probability is probably for The Story She Left Behind, just because the Flora Lee book was really popular. I could see that being an add-on. Broken Country is a really highly anticipated pick. From what I heard, I'm pretty sure that Hello Sunshine has already bought the rights to it, so I could see it being the Reese's book pick this month as well. And that would probably be my pick for what they feature as a main pick. The Antidote is about the Dust Bowl. I could see a book about the Dust Bowl really appealing to all of the Kristen Hanna lovers out there. Fantasy and sci-fi. There are so many good sci-fi books coming out this month. I really hope Book of the Month will just throw us a bone and give me just one of them. Fantasy, I would be very surprised if Oathbound is not featured because it's the third book in the Legendborn series and they've featured both of the last two. That might be all you get for YA fantasy, but if not, Our Infinite Fates is another highly anticipated pick in that category coming out. Blood Beneath the Snow is a debut romantasy. And like I said, those sci-fi picks, so Dissolution, The Dream Hotel, and Luminous. A screenplay for Dissolution is already being written for Sony, so that book has some really high expectations coming its way. On to thrillers. Another book with super high expectations is this debut, Killer Potential. Fun notes about that book. It was originally titled Be Gay, Do Crimes, but there's another book coming out this year with a similar name, so I imagine that's part of the reason why it was changed. And it actually went to auction. 10 different publishers bid on it, and the rights have already been picked up by Universal to turn it into potentially a TV series. So I could certainly see that one being a main pick. There's a few repeat authors here as well for Saltwater, and I Would Die For You. I could see those being either main picks or add-ons or not selected at all. And Retreat is a new book out by actress Kristen Ritter. I was a huge fan of Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. Just had to put that out there. So that'd be an interesting choice for them as well. On to romance. I would say Promise Me Sunshine is one of the more highly anticipated books that people are really wanting Book of the Month to choose. I loved Ready or Not. I actually already read the arc of Promise Me Sunshine, and for me, it was a 5-star book. It was a bit of a slow burn, but I really, really loved it, and I think more people out there would as well. If they don't want to choose that one as a main pick, though, and maybe an add-on, because they know Kara has quite a big fan base developing, then Summer in the City, I think, could be a really good choice for a main pick. This is from Alex Astor. She wrote the Lightlark series, which was a big YA fantasy series. This is her adult debut, and she already has a built-in audience like B.K. Borison did, and it'll introduce her to more of an older audience as well. And Love and Other Paradoxes is actually a time travel romance. All right, on to my favorite category, wildcards. I certainly expect that none of these wildcards will ever be picked, but I just like to try my hand at some of these nonfiction picks because sometimes they do pick a memoir or another nonfiction book. So here are a few that I think may have a chance at getting selected. So the top 3 on this list are all memoirs that I feel like are really heartfelt and are in line with the type of memoirs that Book of the Month likes to feature. The River Has Roots is a fantasy novella. Propaganda Girls is a nonfiction book, but I feel like it would align with a Kristen Hanna type of audience. And John Green is a former Book of the Month author, and he's pivoting to nonfiction by writing a book about tuberculosis. He's just another one of those people that has a really big built-in audience, and so his book would sell. And this month, I'm going to take a swing with some possible early releases These books don't come out until April, but Book of the Month sometimes gets books a month early, and I feel like these all could be pretty good candidates. Sirens comes from another Book of the Month featured author, and this book was originally supposed to come out in like February or March, but got pushed back, so I could certainly see it being an early pick. Any Trope But You is a debut romance, and I've been seeing so many great early reviews about that book. And if they feel like April is going to be pretty romance heavy with maybe the new Abby Jimenez book, then maybe they would like to slot this one in for March. And finally, The Last Session. It's a thriller by another former featured Book of the Month author, Julia Bartz. I know a lot of people didn't really like The Writing Retreat, and The Last Session isn't really getting very good reviews either, so I could kind of take it or leave it whether or not they're actually going to feature her again. So obviously, these are a lot of books featured here. Not all of them will be featured, clearly not. There's way too many on the list. And even if they're not featured, I hope maybe you found something today that you would like to either check out from the library or buy on your own. So I know we're all excited for the March books to hit later this month. Let me know in the comments which of these books you would love to be featured in your blue box. And once again, please continue to follow, like, subscribe, etc., all the things here on YouTube and over on my Booktrover Bliss Instagram and TikTok accounts. Thanks so much for watching.